Greetings, DMs, GMs, and players. This is the Insomniac GM, and today I want to teach you guys a little tool I use to end up making tension in the game with a time limit. Now, instead of using a hourglass or counting the number of sessions, what I would recommend doing is just using your dice. Now, I would use the DCC dice for this, but I can show you how to do this with your basic 7 set of dice. So what you do is you start off with D100, unless you want to give the players less time. And when you end up playing, every time a day goes off, or if you want to shorten the amount of time or increase it, you have them roll the dice. And if the result is below 50% of what the dice roll is, then they fail. Like I got an 89, so I succeed. So the next day I would roll this again and roll it again and roll it again until I get below the 50% range. So get a 50 or lower on this. Now, if I get a 001, I go down two dice ranges. But if I fail by 50% or lower, I go down 1. So let's say I got a 37. Now I go to D20, I roll, I got an 11 the next day, that's another failure. Now, you keep doing this, and each time you go down, each day that goes down, you move down a dice size. And this is causing the players to visually see the number of sides of the dice lower. And it starts creating tension because now they actually can visually see the time going. And as you're shrinking the dice size, the chance of getting a natural 1 increases. So starting off with a D100, you have a 1% chance, 5%, 8%, 10%, 13%, 17%, and 25%. Now, like I said, I would use the DCC dice. And if you get a, if you want to use the DCC die and like say you have a D7, I would just round down to the lowest number for the 50%. This way, you have a lot more dice and the players are watching time going by more and more. But if you want to lower the amount of time, you could just be like, okay, we started at D10, D8, D6, etc. Now, if you want to increase the time and you don't want to buy DCC dice, what you can do is just have the players roll 2 of the same dice. So, okay, I got an 11, I got a 13. Now, with that, you want, if the players roll 2 numbers that are below the 50% range on both dice, that's a failure. If they roll 2 1s on the failure, same thing. Now that lowers the chance of critically failing. You could make a natural 1 or natural 2, or you can just keep it a natural 1, and still the chances of them getting a natural 1 like increases the lower the size of the dice. And with that, you're able to run it with just the 7-sided dice. Players are able to see time go by, like visually, and it starts causing tension for the players. Now they're starting to question, do we take this long rest or do we try to stretch it out? So that's just a little recommendation on how I do time. You may have a better way of doing it, and I would love to hear what you do in the comments. If you do try this out, I would also love to hear how that works for you. I'm about to be starting my one campaign for Pathfinder 1st Edition today, and later in the campaign I plan on using this on the players. So I'm excited to see their reaction to it because my other group is fine with it. They love it. Until next time, take care.